Hey Wellness Warrior, it's Dr. Zyrowski, and in this video I'm going to give you 4 actionable steps that you can walk away with today and implement today into your lifestyle so that you can start losing weight. You hear all the time on YouTube, you read all the time on Google that there's these top things that you must do to lose weight, and the fact is that you've read them all, you've heard them all, but you're still in the same position that you've been in for a long time. And I understand that, so I want to give you a few things that you can take action on that will matter down the road. I want to give you sustainable tips so that if you start implementing these 30 days from now, 2 years from now, you're still in a position where you're set up to lose weight properly. So stick around to the end so that we can get you set up for success. The first step that I want to focus on when it comes to weight loss is dealing with stress. And so what we really have to do is talk about many of the ways that stress comes into your life. So first of all, we're going to have stress from work, stress from relationships, stress from lack of sleep, and then all of those stressors tend to cause a lot of fatigue. And then because of the fatigue, you go and consume a ton of caffeine to give yourself a bunch of energy to make it through the day. And that just adds further stress because you are just fatiguing out your energy system. Your adrenals are fatigued in your body and therefore causing a lot of problems for you. Now here's the thing is that every study out there shows that when you don't get enough sleep, when you have a lot of stress, what happens? You eat more sugar, you crave more carbs, and you tend to overeat as well. So stress is a really bad thing when it comes to metabolic health. Now, the other reason that stress is really bad is simply because you find yourself in a position where you are having your blood sugar high, your insulin levels high, and the stress hormone cortisol is high. And when your cortisol is high, this stress hormone, essentially you're going to be in a fat storing state versus a fat burning state because having chronically high cortisol is not good for your health and is not good for fat burning. Now, the other ways that we have to make sure we avoid stress are in the way of going to the gym and doing excessive exercise. So one of the things that happens for a lot of people as you are trying to lose weight, typically you're waiting to the month before vacation or 2 weeks before you head to the beach, and then all of a sudden you are going and hitting the gym excessively. Well, one of the big problems with that is that if you are pushing exercise too hard in a stressed out state, it just adds to further stress, which is going to, once again, stop fat burning. So what you have to do is you really need to focus on implementing a few strategies into your life in order to reduce stress. So if your sleep is bad, focus on it. Focus on improving better sleep hygiene, okay? Because this is going to be something that pays off in dividends, not only in the way of helping you lose weight, but just in every aspect of your health. If you are having poor sleep, that is a key pillar to good health. So we want to make sure that we're doing that. But the next thing we want to do is work on reducing stress. So focus in your head on a couple of those key areas that are causing stress, okay? Work to transform your lifestyle to adapt to those stressors better or overcome them. And now, besides all the other stressors going on around you, the other thing that you have to do is you have to focus on keeping your mind right, okay? So here's a few things that I want you to do. One is going to be mindful meditation, and this is actually something I teach my patients all the time. Do 10 minutes of mindful meditation every day, and during that mindful meditation, do box breathing, okay? So you're doing a breathing exercise with mindful meditation, and it's gonna be very good at helping you calm your mind and reduce stress so that you can handle the stressors in your life, because everybody has stress, but being able to actually handle them better is going to be very important. So if you wanna lose weight, you have to reduce stress in every way, from sleep to just the stress that you feel from your overall lifestyle. Next on our list is going to be getting your blood sugar under control. Getting your blood sugar under control is an absolute key factor, okay? Now we mentioned like the stress causes your blood sugar to go high, but obviously there's so many other factors as well. If you're constantly grazing throughout the day, that puts your blood sugar high. If you're drinking sodas and high sugar drinks, if you are eating garbage carbohydrates like, white bread and bagels and pasta and donuts and things of that nature, when your blood sugar is unstable, it's gonna be very difficult to ever lose weight. And so if you're even an individual who says, well, I eat healthy most of the time, but then you're going and you're, maybe having candy in the afternoon or some soda later on at night or whatever the case is, and you're just spiking your blood sugar up, that is going to essentially block weight loss. So there's a couple things that we need to do, right? We need to make sure that we are getting our blood sugar under control. And there are some different nutritional things that you can do in the way of supplementation. You can use some different formulas that have like fenugreek seed, and you can use spices like cinnamon. You can also use berberine as well. That helps bring down your blood sugar. There's a lot of things that you can do in that realm. But another thing that we can also do is focus on intermittent fasting, because that helps drive blood sugar down. And if you're doing intermittent fasting and you're eating foods that don't spike your blood sugar, and you're specifically avoiding the high sugar foods and the high carb and the processed foods and all of that, then what you're gonna find is that you are driving your blood sugar down, driving your insulin levels down, and you're getting yourself in a state in order to burn fat. Now, with intermittent fasting, doing some one meal a day, I even like to throw in a 24-hour fast once a week to really drive down insulin and drive down blood sugar. It works very effectively. So some one meal a day, some 16 and 8, 24-hour fast, those are all very positive in driving down blood sugar so you can be in the right state for fat burning, okay? You cannot burn fat if your blood sugar is just spiking throughout the entire day. Next on our list is exercise, because many people think that you're gonna exercise your way into a good, lean looking body. Now, the fact is exercise is very important in order to accomplish this, but if you're somebody who wants to get rid of the belly fat and actually have abs, it's important to understand that you're gonna have to be around 10 to 15% body fat for you to actually have a good, lean core. Now, the thing is if you're exercising, that's only one piece to the puzzle. You can't exercise your way alone to a good, healthy body, okay? Because the other part of this, and this is going to be our fourth tip, is focusing on your diet. Because if we look at exercise, most people are going to the gym constantly, and if you've gone to any gym long enough, you've seen those people who are there working out day in and day out for years. Like I said, if you've gone there long enough, and they still haven't lost weight, but you see them exercising, you're like, what in the world? That person exercises, they're putting in the time, but they're not losing weight. Why is that? It's because they forgot the other piece to the puzzle, and that's their diet, okay? And so you have to also make sure that you're getting your diet under control, because you can't just sit in the gym and do core exercises thinking that you're going to get a good lean core. I see oftentimes on the internet, it's like, do these exercises to lose, the belly fat in order to lose the waist. You can't exercise or let's say do core exercises to a lean waist. Sure, it's going to support the process, and if you're somebody who is doing core exercises, you'll actually look far more fit and leaner around your core and abdominal area if you're actually working those muscles, and you'll look more fit with higher amounts of body fat. But in the same hand, if you want to have a nice lean tone waist area, you have to get down to 10 to 15% body fat, focusing on diet. Now, when we talk about diet, this is something I want to get into a little bit more, because a lot of times it's a little bit misunderstood. Many people think that when you talk about diet for weight loss, it all really comes down to maybe avoiding sugar, right? And the fact is that's not true. Some people think that when it comes down to diet for weight loss, it's all about just making sure that you're cutting your calories. But that's not true either, because you can't just cut calories and eat junk food, right? And you also can't just cut sugar and eat whatever you want. It really comes down to thinking in a wide range that covers many areas, okay? So first of all, making sure that you're not overeating is very important. If you're consuming too many calories, you are going to put on weight. It doesn't matter if you're doing keto. If you're eating too many calories, you're going to put on weight. That's just how the body works. So we have to make sure that we're not over consuming. Now, the next thing is that, of course, we have to avoid sugar. We talked about balancing your blood sugar already, so avoiding the junk food. But here's a piece that many people miss, is you also want to make sure that you're avoiding the processed food, the food that's loaded with artificial ingredients, the food that is going to drive inflammation in the body, causing you to have unstable blood sugar and further many of the issues that you're having. Okay, so when it comes to losing weight, we have to take all these little pieces of the puzzle and we put them together. Physically, acting upon weight loss, it's easy. And having the knowledge in order to lose weight, you know what to do. You've seen all the tips. Now, emotionally, it's hard as hell to accomplish that, right? Because emotionally, we have attachments to food. Emotionally, we don't want to work out. So pay attention to those emotions that you're feeling around these different things, because weight loss is an emotional thing, whether you like it or not, whether you want to pay attention to that or not. But I'm telling you, if you actually pay attention to the emotions attached to these different things, you will successfully be able to break through those barriers in order to accomplish weight loss and fat loss. When you see those foods that you have eaten for years, but you know you shouldn't eat them anymore, that's an emotional attachment, and it can be really difficult. If you are going to start exercising and then you think about it and you're like, oh, exercising, I don't even want to do it. That's an emotional thing, right? So we have to break through these barriers, these emotional barriers, because they're real. And I think if you actually acknowledge that these barriers exist, then you're going to be in a position to break through them and get on the other side of them. But if you try to act like, oh, that's not a real thing, it's just a matter of change your diet and go exercise. No, it's not. It's not. There's the emotional component to it. And this is why so many people fail at weight loss, at getting themselves to the state of health that they actually want to be in. So be aware of the struggles that are real and that exist. I tell people this all the time. And when I work with patients, I'm like, look, this isn't going to be easy, okay? It's not just change your diet. It's not just go exercise. It's not just get better sleep. First of all, some of these take a lot of strategy around them. Second of all, some of them, they can be hard to accomplish. But the big thing is that getting your mind right and breaking through these challenges is going to be your biggest obstacle that you're going to face through this whole process. So be aware of that. Be aware that these obstacles exist, that your emotions play a role in all of these different topics here, but you can break through these emotions if you're aware that they're there to challenge you, but you know what to do. Commit to success, be ready to break through those barriers, and you will absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, not only set yourself up for weight loss and success with that today and having better health, because we know that weight loss and fat loss equals better health, but having better health, but also getting into the body that you're truly happy with. That's very important. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I also would really encourage you to go check out my new YouTube channel. I started a new YouTube channel where I'm doing videos that are a little bit different than the style that I do on this channel. I do illustrations, I cover a lot of wide-ranging topics that you don't see here on this channel, and I think you're really gonna like it. Hey, not to mention, I would love your support over there. So if you make your way on over, subscribe, watch a few of these videos, put in the comments how you're liking them, and you can actually find that channel right here.